RossSpec. Today we're under the watchful eye of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. I think they like it. I think they like the Ute. I don't know, you tell me. Today I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what we've done to it so far. So we've given it a little bit of a tidy up, and spoiler alert, the engine had to come out, and we've got a little bit of performance information on it. So I'm going to walk you through the couple of tidy ups cosmetically before I talk to you about the bits mechanically that had to be done, and then yeah, we'll tell you how the old Ute goes. Externally, I haven't done a lot, other than give it a really good bath. The other thing that I fixed was the little plastic panel behind the front door. It was broken, so I got another one of those and I've replaced that on there. I'm still carrying my damage on the back, so I haven't fixed that yet because I haven't figured out what I'm doing with the exhaust or the tow bar. The one thing that I do have is I've got some passengers that are traveling along with me. I've got some spiders living under this tail light. Every time I wash it, I spray some insect spray in there, but the spider webs keep coming back, so it looks like they're staying around for a while. The biggest cleanup so far has been on the inside. I've spent a lot of time cleaning up the dash. That splash that was all over it, it's very hard to come off. So on the flat surfaces of the dash, I can clean it off quite easily, but all the grain in the plastic, it still stays in there. So I've been working it slowly with a soft brush. So I reckon every time I wash the car, if I work it a bit more, I'll get a bit more off. So at the moment, I'm hiding most of it underneath the dash mat. The other thing I've done in here is I've done replaced the roof lining. So with a new one, well, when I say new, a new second-hand, it's actually stamped 2 months older than the one that come out. So I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's in really good condition now, and it's going to get me out of trouble and stop that hood lining from falling down on top of my head. The other thing that I've done is I've put a set of floor mats in. They're actually AU floor mats, but with the floor being the same in the BA and the AU, they fit really well. And I had them lying around, so they go in there the piece. The other thing I've done is I've splurged. On eBay, I bought myself the BF Ute brochure. It's actually a BF, not the Mark II, but it'd be very similar on the contents that's inside. So, oh look, there we go, that looks familiar. Oh, look at this. This is the little slip that you could send back to Ford if you wanted to test drive one. What do you reckon Ford would do if I sent it to them now? I reckon they'd tell me to get nicked. This is the best book though. This is the one that has all the specifications, colors and options. So I could really dig down into what my car was fitted with. So on this, oh yeah, on this page here. So here it's got the options that I've got on the car listed. So we've got the, where is it? 18-inch wheels, it's right there, and the XR sports leather seats. So yeah, listed as options. Now the thing I've totally forgotten about for a while is the Ford by iDesign. So apparently somewhere on here there should be a Ford iDesign badge. I have never seen one. I've looked on this car everywhere and I can't find one. But if you know where I should be looking for it, please let me know. Alright, drive time. You might have noticed last time when I was driving it, I didn't actually drive it all that hard. Now, the main reason behind that is because every time I drove it semi-hard, the thing felt like it was going to fall apart. So, you know, that doesn't bestow a lot of confidence, and you don't really want to break it like 2 seconds after you got it. So anyway, in the owner's manual, the service history was only in there up to about 2010. So the previous owner said they did all their servicing themselves. So being that it hadn't actually probably seen a real mechanic in 13 years, I took it to my mechanic. So I went and saw Lee and Paula at Real Dyno and the team there, and they've always done good by me, and I highly recommend them. So anyway, they did a service, and also they recommended a ZF service because the car's done 215,000 Ks and the transmission's probably never been looked at. So I thought it was a good idea. We did the ZF service as well. And while I was in there, I asked them, just, can you have a look at all the other bits and pieces just to make sure, everything's mechanically sound? And what they come up with was a list a lot longer than I thought it would have been. So there were little things in there that, mind you, this car passed a roadworthy the day before I bought it. So it needed 2 front tyres, it needed front brake pads, the rear brake lines were almost rusted through and were all like swelling. So that's something I would have thought would be picked up on a roadworthy. The other thing it had, I reckon the real reason why every time I, actually drove it any faster, any harder than, your normal cruising, was the center bearing. They said was the worst center bearing they've ever seen in their life. So obviously we've had that changed as well. Now I did mention before that the engine had to come out. Well, when I looked at it, it had that little moist telltale signs around the back of the engine transmission, and so it's not uncommon for the rear engine seal to be cactus at this sort of age, and it's not the first car that I've had a rear engine seal go on, so that's what I was thinking that it was. Well, anyway, to my delight, might I say, the actual rear engine seal was leaking, but also the sump was leaking. So the only way you can change the sump gasket is by pulling the whole engine out. So, yep, that's what we had to do. We had to pull the whole engine out. But might I say that now they've done all those bits and pieces for me, the thing it drives really nice, and it has no problem getting a bit of a hit. Oh yeah. The other thing I did while I was in there, because they are a performance shop, I thought, why don't you put it on the dyno for me and just tell me what sort of horsepower is baseline figures? Because originally I was thinking, the engine's got to come out, it's probably a really good time to put headers on. I told you before, the exhaust system wasn't the best, because it's actually just wires into one and then it's just straight through single muffler out the back. So it's the cheapest replacement exhaust somebody put on there. But so I thought, well, because of the expense of pulling the engine out, probably wasn't going to go to the expense of doing a full exhaust system on it at the moment. But because it was there, why don't we run it on the dyno? And so they run it on the dyno for me, and I've got to say, I was quietly surprised, because I did not expect a lot to come out of this thing. But this is where I'll insert a little picture of the dyno sheet. But yeah, this is a hub dyno too, so it was like 317 horsepower at the hubs. Now that's bananas. No way this thing should have spun that much. So like Lee said to me, the exhaust system, no matter how crappy it is that's on there, seems to be working. Whatever that intake is on there seems to be working. I do run 98 in it exclusively, but 317, ridiculous. Maybe it had a previous tune, don't know. We didn't go that far because I didn't actually want to tune or anything like that. I just wanted to have it mechanically sound, so I had a good starting platform to add onto it over time. Alright, now we're on a bit of a cruise. The other thing I was going to do with it is I was going to take it to a test and tune at Willowbank, with the track being not available because of the street outlaws for the next couple of weeks. Then they're not going to do them again until the end of March. I thought I'd take it out now that it was all mechanically sound and run some bass numbers on it, but because I think the car hates me, we haven't built a rapport yet, and I didn't really trust it to rig its neck on the strip just yet. So it's definitely something that I'm going to do, but I think we need to build a bit of confidence with each other before I take it out there. We're doing some light twisties just to give her a bit of a run since she's come home after having all the work done to her. The funny thing is if you leave it out in the sun for a while, the tacho stops working. So today is one of those days. I started it too late in the day, and once the car cools down, it comes back. So it must be some electrical connection in the back there, but yeah. No tacho at the moment, but I've got to say, the air conditioner, in this thing, it works so good. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely heavy over the front. I'm driving here on the twisty bit, I do want to thank everybody who watched the last video. I sort of sent that out to die and expected nobody to watch it. So, especially the guys who clicked the like and clicked the subscribe and, you know, actually went to the effort of putting a comment on there. You know, I really appreciate it, and I wouldn't be here driving up this hill right now if it hadn't been for you who has watched the video previously. So thank you. And I really, you know, I didn't want to do the whole YouTube thing, like and subscribe, but you know what, it actually makes a difference. So, you know, if it's not much for you, but it's a lot for me, so, you know, hit that subscribe button. And I'm gonna park the Ute videos for the next one, and I'm gonna introduce one of the other vehicles, but I'll give you a little bit of a tease at the end of this one to show you what it is. So yeah, thanks for watching again, and I'll catch you next time.